Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on a Steam game going up in price. Not a game that I personally have played, but a game that's got an exceedingly positive reception. So we'll talk about that, and then also want to give you guys a bit of a heads up on Palworld. Should be obvious information, but we do have a bit of an update on that game as well. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So first of all, the early access title in Thronefall will be going up in price in the coming days. The game is currently discounted, but after this discount period, it will go up in price. So they have a post on their official page, update 1.42 and sale. Thank you all a lot for the warm reception of the big update last Friday, and also for your thoughtful feedback. Your suggestions are a vital part of Thronefall's development. In this update, we try to address the most urgent points regarding the balancing and new enemies. The mole people in particular frustrated some of you, and understandably so. We agree that they circumvented defenses a bit too easily. While this is probably not the last adjustment in this domain, we hope this update makes fighting them off feel more enjoyable and fair to you. We also adjusted the new enemies occurrence in the Eternal Trials mode. You can find all the balancing changes in detail at the end of the post. They also note we completely forgot to add achievements for the new level. Thank you for pointing that out, and our apologies. They're there now and ready to be conquered. And then 6-month celebration and price increase. Later today, which it's live now, we will kick off a week-long 25% off sale for Thronefall, celebrating the first 6 months of early access with you. After the sale is over, we will, as mentioned in an earlier announcement, increase the price of Thronefall from $6.99 to $9.99, or the equivalent in your currency, to reflect how much the game has grown since its initial release. So if you don't own Thronefall yet, now's the perfect time to grab a copy at its old price. Don't forget to tell your family and friends. They also note, as far as what's next, as you probably noticed by now, we usually alternate between adding new content to the game and improving what's there already based on your feedback. The next update will implement more of your balancing suggestions, as well as some long wished-for quality of life improvements, like a range indicator for your towers, for example. Once that's done, we'll go back and work on more content. They also note they're grateful for the friendly and passionate community. Now, Thronefall is a game that I am not too familiar with, but I wanted to give this a mention because looking at it visually, it looks fantastic. It's got a super pleasing on the eyes style, aesthetically pleasing art style, so to speak. A little bit simplistic, but although at the same time works really well. And the game itself, 10,235 Steam user reviews, 97% of those reviews are positive, so being received very well on that front. The game is in early access, and it's been in early access going back to August of 2023. And again, with the game price going up, it is now still $6.99, and it's enjoying a 25% off discount at $5.24, so definitely go check that out. As far as the state of early access, it notes the early access version of Thronefall features 6 fully playable levels, as well as 57 unlockable perks and weapons. While it's possible that you may encounter minor bugs, the overall experience should be quite close to the finished product already. And as far as how long the game will be in early access, they noted 6 to 12 months. So there you go. Again, $5.24 on that. After this sale period ends, it will go up in price to $9.99. So if the game interests you, this kind of city management, tower defense style game, at least that's what the tags are noting. Check it out at this price point. It's nearly half of what it's going to be next week, so pretty good there. Moving on from that, want to give a bit of an update on Palworld. I saw somebody joke on if this channel is becoming a Palworld channel in my last Palworld video. To be fair, I do a variety of content on this channel. Yes, if you want to single out a lone game that I've been updating a lot on this channel, Palworld is certainly up there. We did do some Grand Blue videos and whatnot, but I definitely get what you guys are saying. But people are coming out and watching the Palworld videos, so you guys know how the sausage is made, so to speak, and how the cookie crumbles. But nonetheless, Palworld, they put out a tweet noting, "Thank you for the wonderful illustration of Zozo," is one of the bosses in Palworld, and in response to that, they note there are currently 5 bosses in Palworld, and more will be added in future updates. So, Palworld has 5 towers for you to go through, and it's kind of like the primary content, I would say, or the big milestone content that people go after. I mean, everybody's going to tackle the game differently. Some people just want to build a crazy base, some people want to collect all the pals. Whatever you want to do, go for it, but fighting the bosses. That's more my wheelhouse of gaming in terms of you have these objectives to do, go do it, go beat these people, and go do these big battles, and then that's kind of where the game concludes. Like, that's always been my issue with survival games and Palworld as a whole. It's like there's no finish point to the game, and I like my narrative structure as well. There's a start point and there's an end point. Now, with a game like Palworld, you can kind of define any end point. The end point can be you just play the game until you get bored of it. That can be an endpoint. The endpoint can be you beat all the towers. The endpoint can be you get all the pals and you have a nice base. Whatever your endpoint is, it's for survival games a lot of times, that's for you to define what that endpoint is. For me, I like to start at point A, end at point B, finish the game, credits roll. That's my style of experience these days. That's why survival games as a whole generally haven't been games that I get super into, just because, you just go and go and go. And to a lot of people, that's a much cooler experience. The experience that's more so defined by the player and how they want to tackle an experience. But for me, I'm more about that narrative structure. I'm more about doing XYZ objectives and ultimately reaching that endpoint. Now, there might be a lot of divergent points into how you get to that endpoint in a narrative-driven game, a story-driven single-player game, but ultimately you'll get to that endpoint. Some people might do a lot of side quests, some people might not do all the side quests, some people may play on easy difficulty, other players on hard. You get the idea. With survival games, it's a little bit different, but I do think they can create that structuring in Palworld if they really want to. I don't think it's going to be anytime in the near future, but that structuring kind of exists with the towers and the bosses that you fight throughout the game, but there can always be the idea of creating more of a narrative structure to the game and doing some sort of solo mode to it. Obviously, you can play the game solo offline, and, as far as my experience goes, I don't want to go on online servers either. Like, that's not my style of gaming that I enjoy. I would rather mess around offline, but the bosses, that's what really draws me in, and obviously, I would like to see that expanded a bit more. Even adding some narrative structure to it, I think, would be pretty cool. But yeah, as I've mentioned before, I've mentioned the idea of a narrative structure getting added to Palworld. That's not something they can worry about right now. That's something way, way, way down the line. Like, if you want to add more bosses, yeah, add more bosses and add more towers for people to go through, and add more bosses in these towers and whatnot, but as far as actually creating a narrative structure, that's something that they can do in the future, absolutely, but we're talking 12 months, 16 months down the line. There's so many other key features that they have to implement, content updates, bug fixes, and other elements of the game to be fleshed out than worrying about a narrative structure, because I'm probably in a very big minority when that's something that I really want out of the game. But nonetheless, more bosses will be added, so take that for what it is. But that'll do it for me. Again, Thronefall is getting a bit of a price increase. It'll be going up to $9.99 right now. The game is 25% off for $5 and change, so if you have any interest in the game, go check that out ASAP. And Palworld will be adding more bosses in the future. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. I'm sure everybody expected it, but nice to have a confirmation of that. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.